I'm just trying to take a vacation! Nobody 2 released this past weekend in 2025 and is directed by Timothy Tajanto, who is also behind such films like May the Devil Take You, The Night Comes for Us, May the Devil Take You 2, The Big Four, and The Shadow Strays. And this film is starring Bob Odenkirk, Connie Nielsen, John Ortiz, the little bad boy himself Colin Hanks, RZA, Colin Salmon, Sharon Stone, and Christopher Lloyd. Which, can we take a moment now and just talk about how is that man still alive? Like, he was ancient back in the 80s when he was Doc Brown. How is that man still on this planet? I'm not complaining, but my God, what stuff is he taking that keeps him around here? Because I want some. And the reason why we're talking about Nobody 2 today is, I guess technically it's not a PayPal recommendation and donation, but I did receive a PayPal recommendation and donation from Jeff Fry, one of our biggest contributors on this channel. He actually sent in a recommendation for the first Nobody, but I do record ahead on this channel. That way I can have time to relax and not stress out as much as getting reviews out there as quickly as I possibly can. So I had already recorded my Nobody review, and then he sent in the recommendation. So here I'm attaching his name to my review of the sequel. So thank you very much, Jeff, for the recommendation. If anyone else out there also wants to be like Jeff Fry and help support me, contribute to this channel, you can select the QR code that is in the bottom left corner of your screen right now. Send over your donation of $5 or more with your movie recommendation, and if I have access to it, I will watch it, review it, and give you a little shout out, just like what I did with Jeff Fry here. After the events of the first Nobody film, Hutch is forced to go on multiple different assignments to help pay off his debt of all the money that he burned and exploded in the first one. However, with all of the extra work that he's been taking on, he is not giving any time to his wife or to his kids. So thankfully, the assassin program that he works with has a great HR program, because he's okay to take a break and to go on a vacation with his family. However, just like any good character like Al Pacino in The Godfather Part 3, just when he thinks he's out, they pull him back in. So Hutch wants to go on this vacation with his family, and the only time that he remembers ever going on any type of getaway or vacation with his dad and his brother was this little theme park with water slides and arcades and places to eat. Just seemed like a nice little amusement park. Although if you've seen the first movie, you know that his dad was also an assassin in his prime when Hutch was a kid, so thinking, oh hey, we're going on this vacation? No, Dad's probably on assignment. So he finds out quickly that there is some shit going down in this little amusement park in this small little town, so he gets caught up in that. So the vacation turns out to be another assassination, big explosion, big climactic battle fight scene that everyone gets involved in, which somehow is a great therapeutic experience, I think, for the entire family. In theory, it's nice to escape and to have all of those worries and things that you do on a normal day basis not be done, and to go off and do something else. But also sometimes it's nice to do those things that you're constantly doing all the time, this time though with the entire family, and they're all gung-ho about being there with you. I will say, if you are a fan of the first Nobody film, and I definitely am, I watched it for the first time a couple of weeks ago. If you are a fan of the first film, I think you'll have an enjoyable time with this one. I don't know if I could put it above the very first Nobody film because of the uniqueness that that film had when it first came out. This film, even though it's set in a vacation setting, the plot points and the plot beats that we get in this film are almost identical to what we get in the first one. We stay really focused on Bob Odenkirk and his family, all of the struggle and all of the mental trauma that Hutch has had ever since he was a kid to now, those desires of being wanted and to have a quote-unquote normal life. And then we have some type of mobster or villain in here that really, they try to make out to be some badass villain, and that's Sharon Stone's character. I didn't even know it was Sharon Stone until I read it off for the cast list here. I'm like, whoa, I didn't even know you were still around. Okay, thank you, ma'am. But they have to set up this bad guy because it's an action film, so we need to have the leader of some type of gang here. They're not going to set them up tremendously because, really, this villain, very forgettable. The villain from the first movie, I can't even remember, to tell you the truth. Myself, You are not going to remember any of these villains in this franchise. All you're going to focus on are the kills and the action scenes and the incredible performance by Bob Odenkirk. He's just always one of those actors and directors and writers that always puts himself in a supporting role or kind of off to the side. Sometimes he's a leading man here or there. So it's nice to see him in this trend of putting middle-aged kind of action stars or middle-aged actors that have never been action stars before and putting them into an action movie where, again, they're middle-aged and they can play up the fact that, oh, my knees hurt, or I have kind of start of arthritis in my hands, but you know what? I'm doing all these badass moves and it makes me feel young again, and damn it, I'm a man. Would it be considered toxic masculinity, this entire film genre? No. I wouldn't consider it. I still think it's badass. Maybe you would out there if you're not into this genre, but damn it, I am, because I'm approaching. I'm approaching the age of these actors, wanting to have that one last hurrah of some type of Hollywood stance, and here he is. But like I was saying before, the plot points here are almost identical. We have a fight scene on some type of transit vehicle that kind of sets off everything. We have a climactic battle where he sets up booby traps everywhere. His dad and his brother fly in, just like what they did in the first one. There's marital problems that they have to work out, and they always do. He has some type of animal that he's in a police interrogation room that he's able to get out of, just like he did in the first one. Basically, it's the same movie, and you know, sometimes that's the crime when it comes to a franchise. Just rinse and repeat what you did before, maybe a little bit bigger, but in this film, no. Everything is really the same level here. It's just that Hutch does it in this film in a Hawaiian shirt. That's really the main difference. But it is still an enjoyable time, and I enjoy these action scenes. I enjoy the character development of this Hutch character. I really do want to see this franchise continue, get like 10 more of these films. I just hope, you know, for the third one and for the fourth one, and as we keep going forward, that we change up the story a little bit here. Maybe we get a little bit more backstory of this character. Maybe we have a villain that's way more established here and it's more of a rivalry film. Something different. I don't want to see another rinse and repeat for this franchise. I gave you a pass for this one. Nobody 2 is still a lot of fun. I'm okay with the equal plot points, the same plot points, that's fine. For your third and fourth one going forward, let's change it up a little bit, shall we? I'm going to give Nobody 2 3.5 out of 5 Blu-rays.
I am above average.
So guys, if you've seen Nobody 2, what did you think about it? Or if you've never seen it before and you stumbled across it because of this video, then comment below and let me know what you thought about it. And as always, if you like what you see here, if you like my take on movies, then hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit that bell. See you the next time I release my next movie review. So guys, I will see you next time on the channel, but in the meantime, be well, be good to each other, and go watch a movie. Take care, guys.